Hi guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to take a look at my new HFT500 and Ultimate Sporter direct fit butt hooks. Now you're going to be fairly familiar with this butt hook if you've watched any of my films before. The stainless section in the middle and then the paddle section is exactly the same as what I use on the Airmaks Katran kits. However, we've now got a direct fit backing plate to suit the HFT500 and Ultimate Sporter in both laminate or walnut. The advantage with this setup is that, as you can see here, the stainless bar is sat upright relative to the backing plate, but we can also, like this one here, you can see now that I've canted the paddle section over relative to the backing plate. Now the advantage to being able to do this is that certainly with some of your kneelers and your freestanders, for instance, you'll often be tending to pull the gun into your shoulder. Now our shoulders aren't upright. When you've got a pad that's upright, you pull it into your shoulder, it tends to want to run over at this sort of angle. So already canting the pad over like this will mean that you can keep that gun a little bit more upright and you're less likely to cant it, especially on some of the freestanding shots. So you can see here, this would be flat up against the butt of the rifle, and you can turn the actual pad section into your shoulder, which means that you've got a vast amount of adjustment range on there. The paddles themselves, of course, they can be, as they are now, they're as close together as they'll go. You can splay the two of those apart, and of course you can adjust the angle on these as well. Importantly, this stainless bar in the centre, that can actually be dropped almost an inch lower onto the backing plate, which means that if you're particularly tall, you can have almost another 2 inches of drop over the standard rubber butt plate. So very versatile, a huge amount of adjustability, and super stout. These butt pads weigh 240 grams. Now that's mainly because it's all heavy stainless, that's 12mm stainless, it's all aluminium, and you've got stainless fixings. On the back of an HFT500, that actually works quite well to remove some of that front heavy feeling of what is ultimately quite a long and fairly top heavy rifle. So 240 grams sounds a lot, but trust me, when it's on an HFT500 you lose that weight very quickly. The butt hooks, as you can see, this one that's fitted up here, they come supplied with two 20mm long bolts. Then bolts will then fit through the backing plate, through the stock, and into the barrel nuts in the stock as per factory. Now, the butt hook itself is 7mm thicker across its midsection than the butt pad. So you need to be aware that it will add 7mm to the overall length of pull of the rifle. Now, if you're particularly tall and you're already running spacers, for instance, if you want me to make you up some spacers and appropriately extended bolts to suit, I can do that for a few quid extra. Now, the butt hooks, they're £105 each currently. That's £105 sterling. I can post worldwide. Of course, I'll have to get you a quote for the carriage costs. Postage across the UK is about £5.55 at the moment. Importantly, they're fully HFT compliant through UKA HFT rules and the various organisations around the world. The paddle itself is 40mm long from the centre of the bolt to the tip of the pad, so it's not an overly aggressive pad in the shoulder. You've got decent rounded over edges on here, so if you shoot this in the summer with a t-shirt on, there's no sharp edges, and you certainly won't feel too tethered behind the rifle with these. So nice and solid, nice and stout, tons of adjustment, super clean lines, works really well. So I'm very happy with how they've turned out. Now the first few batches are already spoken for. However, I've got regular batches coming through. Now the best way to contact me is through my Facebook page of the same name as the channel here, and then we can arrange them through there. So that'll do it for this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.